Hello my friends, today's show is about a Canadian micro-brand watch by the name of Wayforth. Yes, it's an unusual name, but we're going to forge our way forth into this review because I think this watch is absolutely stunning. And I love Canada, so I'm a bit biased obviously. But there's a reason why I wanted to share this watch with you. It's because I think if you want to add something really good looking to your collection, which isn't just another homage, another cut and paste design, this is a unique design. It's very attractive, loads of colour choices, and is a reasonable price. Those are things I know as a reviewer from my years of experience what you guys like, and I'm hoping you agree with me, otherwise I'm losing touch. So let's have a closer look at this watch and see what you think. What are the stats and the specs? Tell them, Dan. The stats and specs. So this is the Wayforth Voyager. It's a dual time limited edition, and it costs, including free worldwide shipping, in your Great British pounds, £248. It's a discount down from a previous price of not far off 300, so it's a better price. Specification wise, what do we got? They all come as standard with a leather strap. If you want to get a different bracelet option, it's £46. That's also discounted. These are all limited edition, but I don't know by how many. You are absolutely spoilt for choice with colours, but you've got blue, green, silver, black, grey, black and gold, DLC. That is an amazing choice. The leather straps that they all come on are Italian veg tanned, handmade in Germany. So there's a lovely European blend there. They all come with sapphire crystal with AR coating. It's a single dome sapphire. They all have 100 meters water resistance. They all have a Seiko VK64 Mecha Quartz movement. They all have the lovely blue hue BGW9 loom. But specification wise, in terms of the dimensions and the weights, let's start with the weight. Without the bracelet, it's 83 grams. I don't have the bracelet, so I don't know how much it weigh with that, but I'm saying comfortably over 100. Less the bracelet's made out of chocolate. Case size of 41 millimeters. The length of the watch is 48 millimeters. Lug width here for strap change is 20 mil. While I'm here, just quickly tell you, these have quick release leather straps for a nice easy strap change. The height, including this slightly domed single dome crystal, as you can see there, is 13.4. 6.4 millimeter crown, which is not a screw down crown. It's signed, as you can see. What are your nitpicks, Dan? Tell them your nitpicks. What don't you like? So the dislikes really immediately, it's not really the fault of Wayforth, because I think they're offering this as a fair price, £248 for me. I know many of you guys, I know you from many years, you say the same thing. Too much, I would rather get XYZ for about this much less. But you know what, for me that is unfortunately beside the point. As much as we know we can get a Pagani design or a watch dive for £100 and something, you are not getting an individual design. You're not getting the limited numbers. You're not getting something with a bit of story and branding and marketing and all those things which do bump up the price. Next dislike is the thickness. It's not overly thick, but I think considering the simplicity of the fact this has got a quartz movement, and that alludes to the next criticism, which is it just feels a bit top heavy sometimes on the wrist. Now, I said I was going to talk more about the dual time in the positives, but as the one criticism of it in the negatives is the feel of this crown. There's no ratcheting feel or clicky, and it's quite stiff to turn, this extra dual time crown here. It could be better. I prefer knurling on this crown or something machining that allows more depth to get that better grip. But again, how often are you going to be setting the dual time? If you do have to do it, it's not going to be terrible. Next criticism, it's not an objective one. It's more to do with the fact of the whole branding thing. Wayforth is a great name. I love Canada. I love the fact it's an independent company. The man that actually has come up with this concept and got it on Kickstarter, raised the money, put all that hard work in, is the person who I communicated with on email. I like that, but I don't like the problem with the marketplace. There's so many people making watches. There's so many people with great ideas. There's so many people making watches that look great and for similar money, and it's just an absolute minefield of choice out there. What do you go for? I mean, unless someone like me is going to share this watch with you, or Google Analytics does a very targeted ad for you, how are you going to know about these hidden gems? And I feel they get lost. And because they get lost, they don't have that excitement factor. And people don't buy into it. They just don't get excited about something that they don't really know much about or not exposed enough about. Back to something a bit more of a criticism in regards to the aesthetics of this watch, and the functionality is, I just don't have a point for this 24-hour subdial. But I did think about this more. It works better on a dual time watch because you can track your main time zone and be aware of what part of the day it is. Let's say you go to another country and you want to put this second time zone here as your new time zone that you're going to follow. At least you can quickly make a reference for, is it AM or PM at your home location. And last complaint, this is an objective thing as well. There's a couple of tiny little specks under the glass. I've noticed one around here and one over here. It's a shame because the rest of the watch is so beautifully built. I don't know if every watch is going to have this. This could be a one-off, but it's there. It doesn't really bother me, but I know some people it might. What do you like, Dan? Tell them what you like. Tell them what you like. Now let's finish this video on a high, because we like a high now, don't we? Not the drug-related kind, but the positive ones. I think it's stunning. This sandwich dial, the fun aspect of this subdial, the way they've done the numbers here on edge rather than laying flat. So they've got some real fun, funky design elements to this watch. Date window cut out at the bottom. The symmetry on this is gorgeous. Yes, if it was a bit slimmer, it would have been even more stunning, but it's a sporty racing looking watch, but also it's an adventure watch as well because of that dual time element. But I also really like the black and yellow. It's very much a biased opinion again because of the channel logo colours. I do love black and yellow as colour contrast, but I also like the fact that there's so much colour choice. So if you don't like this combination, my other favourite would be the all black DLC version with the little pops of colour on there with the orange. Awesome looking thing. And DLC as an extra coating for the same price of all the others at £248 is really good. The spec, that's a really good thing. I know it's a quartz, but you're not going to get a mechanical chronograph really for this price. And the fact it's got the extra dual time feature for the rotating inner bezel. The specification on this is very good, but it's not the best in the whole universe because we know for a lot less money you can get the same spec on something else. But that's a difficult whole other subject in itself. Build quality, everything works as it should. The feel of the pushers is the usual, what you expect from a Mecha Quartz, that lovely mechanical pop when you push it, and a lovely snap back when you press the reset button. I just think the build quality on this is spot on. Apart from, obviously, I said before, those tiny specks under the crystal, but that's a tiny little fly in the ointment because of the rest of it being so very lovely. Because the brushing and the contrast between those two is so good. It's really smooth, neat brushing on here. I like this sapphire dome effect. Normally you get double dome sapphire, and what that does, it eradicates this effect, this prisming you get. But this is done actually by a single dome because the bottom of the crystal's flat and the top is domed, so that creates this effect. I like this effect. And this subdial design, I alluded to it earlier, it's just very fun. Look at how the 24, it's lying on its side. This strap quality is absolutely gorgeous. German handmade Italian veg tan leather. It smells beautiful. I know you can't smell it through the camera, but trust me, it's a good quality leather strap. Really neat stitching here with this catch stitch, sealed edges. It's just a lovely strap, and I appreciate the extra detail here with the Wayforth logo here on the buckle. Sitting very comfortably on my 7¼ inch very manly wrist. I do like a comfortable watch. And I know I said earlier it's a bit top heavy, but it's not the worst I've felt. I'm just being a bit nitpicky. Before I show you the loom, you know what I love? Canada. Whenever I fly to Canada, as soon as I land, I just dream of the good times I've had there. I've been to Toronto, Vancouver, I've been to Langley, I've been to around British Columbia, I've been all through the Rockies. It's just for me a place which blends really beautiful, incredible adventurous scenery and wilderness and adventure and forests, and then the cities are so stunning and lovely people. Knowing that I've got a watch which has been born, the idea and the drive and the imagination has all stemmed from Canada, my second home, that for me is a huge positive. And here's the loom, the final thing, Swiss BGW9, absolutely love it. I love the colour, beautiful, lasts absolutely ages. I can read it the next day after a night's sleep. And I can check the time in the morning. I've worn this loads. I absolutely adore it. And I appreciate you guys watching to the end of this review. If you've loved it as much as I love this watch, do subscribe. It would mean a lot. I really appreciate you watching. See you in the next one. Bye for now.